your purpose is more likely to be found in your secret place. Do you get what I'm saying? And today's video, I'm going to touch a bit on that, and I'm going to explain something. I'm going to obviously use the Bible, what I'm about to read and what I'm about to break down, how you can use these verses, to relate it to your own life, and then be able to find what is your purpose or where it might be located. Do you get it? So my name's Forever Blessed Chris, and this is Chris Speaks. And make sure you press the like button if this video helps you out in any way. Also make sure to press the subscribe button if you haven't subscribed yet. And for my returning subscribers, I love you, and just remember that Yeshua loves you even more. Now let's get started. Dust myself off as I look in the mirror. Pray I never have to do this again. Look at Exodus 2, between verse 13 and 17. So that's Exodus 2 between verse 13 and 17, where it says, where I basically wrote down, Moses intervened when he saw an Egyptian fighting his brother, an Israelite, but he did not show the same strength when he saw his two brothers fighting. Instead, he ran away from Pharaoh, looking to kill him. Now, if Moses reacted to the second fight and stuck around to answer to Pharaoh at that time, he would have been operating out of his ego and flesh, and he would have lost the battle, most probably, because he wasn't led by God to, stand and fight at that moment, at that time. And here, basically, what I was saying is, this time round, on the second time where he saw his two brothers fighting, Moses didn't intervene, and out of fear, on the other video I was talking about, fear where you make decisions where it ends up being a destructive decision. But this time round, this fear that kicked in for Moses was I'm not going to say good fear, but it's the sort of fear that it forced a good reaction out of him. And at that moment, the reaction he went the opposite direction. Do you get it? He ran away. Do you get it? So you got to choose your battles. It's not every single battle that you've got to fight, because there's certain battles where it's not you and the person that's in front of you. It's spiritual. Do you get what I'm saying? And when something's spiritual, when it's a spiritual battle, when it's got to do with a spiritual warfare, that means God's got his hand in it, which means God's got a plan. Do you get it? So all things work to the good of the Lord. Do you get what I'm saying? So at that moment there, Moses ran off, from Pharaoh, because Pharaoh was looking to kill him. Instead of standing firm this time, he ran off. He didn't try to stop the fight. And that same fear that he was scared at that moment, he feared for his life, that led him towards the well, towards the water. You might be going through a certain situation, or you're in a certain environment, or you're around certain people, and it's not doing you any good being around them. Like, for example, you could be going back and forth with someone, and you can clearly see that they're just not with it. Like, they're not seeing your point of view in this situation. And every time you touch on it, it gets you wound, it gets you boiling. Like, your spirit just doesn't feel right. You feel rattled. You've got to take yourself out of that situation. That's the same thing that Moses kind of did, where he knew that Pharaoh was looking to kill him. At that point there, he was like, no, I know I'm just the other day I stuck up for two people fighting and I killed a man. The following time, this time round, I'm not gonna do it. You get it? It's not my battle this time, because this is gonna bring me down. This is gonna destroy me. So you know what? I'm gonna take myself out of this situation, and I'm gonna run off. And that's what he did. And sometimes just because you run off from the battle doesn't make you any weak. Do you get it? It just means that you're allowing God to step in. That's all it means. So it's just, we got to look at it, because now you see Moses did run off, but then what happened afterwards? Again, he got strength, and he stood up to the Midian girls, the daughters of the prince, by the well. So it's like, if Moses was what if he was a weak man and because he ran off, people would normally say, all right, that's it for him. But no, he found the same strength. He found strength somehow to stand up for the prince's daughters. Do you get, in a different location? Do you get what I'm saying? So it just means live to fight another day. Do you get what I'm saying? And leave it to God. And the same fear the enemy gave him also was the same energy that drifted him to the well, which shows that God is always in ultimate control. He allows things that will help guide you back to that special place where he can connect with you so that he can work with you onto the next steps. Sometimes when you're meditating, you want to hear, like soft music in the background, or you want to hear, the water dripping, or you want to hear the ocean, you want to hear the trees, the palm trees from the beach, swaying, and you've got to realize, hold on, why is it that some people listen to these things and makes them calm during meditating? Do you get what I'm saying? So it's like, when I looked at the Moses situation, where throughout the Exodus, when it's speaking about Moses, you'll see that, hold on, Moses' secret place is the water, to be by the water. Because if you look at how, when he was born, from the get-go, from the start, when he was in danger, from the start, when Moses was a baby and he was in danger and they were looking to basically kill him, what happened? His mother placed him on the basket and placed him by the river. Do you get what I'm saying? And then he got rescued by the river. Do you get it? And then so later on now, when we're looking at this part where he runs off from Pharaoh, where does he end up? By the well. And that's how he gets his strength back to then be able to stick up for the prince's daughters. Do you get what I'm saying? Because one minute he felt weak because he ran away from Pharaoh, and then next minute he's sticking up. He's sticking up against bullies. And then what happens further on, we all know what happened with Moses. He parted the Red Sea. Do you get it? That's one of the greatest miracles recorded. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's like, that's again by the waters. So throughout Moses' life, you can see that, his secret place was by the waters, because that's where he got delivered, that's where he felt safe, and that's where he regained his strength from. Do you get it? So your secret place is something that's been there from when you was young. Do you get it? Something that always gives you that strength, always brings you that peace, deliverance, brings you that deliverance, like something you can always, it's like a safe haven, something you can always go back to. You can do it naturally and you feel protected in it. Do you get it? And that is your secret place. So I hope that has helped you out the way I've broken that down. And my name's Forever Blessed Chris. This is Chris Speaks. Make sure you press the like button if this has helped you out in any way, and make sure you subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. And for my returning subscribers, I love you, and just remember that Yeshua loves you even more. I'll see you on the next video. God bless you.